In our last module on qualifying, we saw Jane miss out on a probable sale because she failed to make a positive first impression. She never asked the right questions to find out what the customer wanted. She made assumptions. She failed to establish rapport with the customer, and she didn't show any concern for him or his needs. Let's have a look at what happens once we can correct some of those deficiencies.
Hello there, how are you?
Oh, good, thanks.
Is there anything you'd like me to show you, or would you just like to browse for a while?
Well, actually, I'm looking for a food processor.
Oh, great. So what sort of work would you be mainly doing with the food processor?
Well, I've just got a few recipes at home that call for the food to be blended or processed.
So general food work.
Yeah.
And have you seen any processors you like on your travels?
Well, you're the first store I've come to.
So you decided to come to the best first.
Something like that.
And when would you like to buy a unit?
As soon as I see something I like, I suppose.
Okay. Well, some processors on the market come with all sorts of gadgets, you know, like grinders, coffee grinders, juicers, that sort of thing. Would any of those be of any value to you?
Not really. I'm just after a basic blender.
So with these recipes you've got at home, how many would you be cooking for?
Oh, just myself.
So there's no point wasting money on family-size units.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
Great, because I've got a special on at the moment on a unit that I think would suit you right down to the ground.
Let's take a look at how Jane performed during that sale and give yourself a score out of 10 for each of these items. No one else needs to see your list, so be as honest as you can. Score yourself accurately. Jane's greeting was warm, friendly, and personable.
Hello there, how are you?
Oh, good, thanks.
How would you score the way you greet your customers out of 10? She showed an interest in the customer.
Oh, great. So what sort of work would you be mainly doing with the food processor?
What are your levels of interest like? She established rapport with the customer.
Well, you're the first store I've come to.
So you decided to come to the best first?
Something like that.
What do you like at establishing rapport? She asked a series of probing questions to discover his real needs.
Would any of those be of any value to you?
Not really. I'm just after a basic blender.
So with these recipes you've got at home, how many would you be cooking for?
Score yourself out of 10 in this area. She used several active listening techniques. She reflected, clarified, and paraphrased as she gained the information she needed to help him resolve his problem.
Well, I've just got a few recipes at home that call for the food to be blended or processed.
So general food work.
Yeah.
How are your listening techniques out of 10? She didn't waste time trying to sell him features that he didn't need or wasn't interested in.
Oh, just myself.
So there's no point wasting money on family-size units.
Is this something you're good at? Give yourself a score out of 10. You can now take a look at 6 of the key strengths in selling and see how you've rated yourself. Why not get a colleague or a manager to rate you and see how your score compares with theirs? Take your lowest scored item and maybe do some extra practicing in this area. As we've said before, prospective customers need salespeople they can trust to assist them in making choices which will satisfy their needs. The better you can be, the more you will be rewarded. Happy selling! It amuses me to see your company spending hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars every year to get us into their stores when we were there in the first place. And all they had to do to keep us there was give us a little service. It is very easy to become complacent about customers coming to you. There is one person in your organisation that everyone must go out of their way to please. Without those people, there would be no need for the store. People seem to treat you the way you treat them. What qualities would you consider when promoting people within the organisation? As far as they are concerned, you are the organisation. They'll decide whether they will remain with your company or go elsewhere. It is an indisputable fact that the customer is the most important person in your business. Because without the customer, there is simply no need for the business. No need for you. Everyone has customers, and that's the payoff.
Are you aware of the $943,000 fine that an organisation can receive for a bullying-related offence? Are your staff aware of the $189,000 fine they can receive individually if found guilty of bullying? How prevalent is bullying in your workplace? Would you recognise the signs? Would you recognise a bully or a victim? Everyone has the right to work in an environment free from bullying, harassment, discrimination and violence. Bullying can impact on your organisation economically as well as socially. Co-written by one of the leading Australian workplace psychologists, these DVDs will dramatically explain to your staff how bullies usually like to operate, what is and what isn't bullying, how it impacts on the workplace as well as the victims and witnesses, effective coping skills, and suggestions for the bullies themselves. Australian-wide estimates of $6 to $36 billion a year in bullying-related damages makes this DVD compelling viewing for everyone.
Today, every caller likes to feel that they are dealing with a highly skilled and professional organisation. It's important to remember that you are the organisation.
I'm afraid Mr. Thompson is in a meeting at the moment and can't be disturbed.
Look, is Jeff available at the moment, or should I call back later?
Let's look at the profile of a telephone caller. Whether they're male or female, short or tall, they all have one thing in common. By listening carefully, you can pick up various clues and buying signals from the person on the other end. There are many little things that you can do when you answer the phone that will help set your organisation apart from others. If one of your co-workers is out to lunch and so on, we suggest you try something like this. People form their judgments of us 87% through our voice and 13% through our words. Some companies like to put you through the ultimate stress test. No matter what you're selling, information is power, and there is only one way to get the information. Happy with your pay packet? That's probably a silly question. It is easy to become robotic and forget that in fact you are talking to real people. You should treat each encounter with the receptionist or PA as an opportunity to convert them into an ally, rather than that person who must be defeated. Complaining callers, no matter how hostile or agitated they become, can only rant and rave on average for 30 seconds or so. in some cases, the biggest time waster at work is the telephone. Being transferred can be an extremely stressful event.